It is, you are right. There's never going to be the perfect time. And that is exactly why we need to start today. Yes, today, right now, one move.
You are listening to Anxious for Nothing with Bimpe, where together we overcome struggles with people pleasing and perfectionism so that we can truly value ourselves and create time to progress in all areas of our lives. I'll be sharing with you my personal experience using agile IT systems for prioritization, especially when family, work, life, health, finances, and our faith all collide into one. And most importantly, how to affirm our faith and identity in Christ during the storm, not just after it passes. Join me. This is time management like you've never known it before. Let's get started.
Wow, we've made it to the end of the month. Welcome back, sis. Glad to have you here. For those of us in the UK, how was your bank holiday weekend? What did you get up to? I hope you actually got some rest and did something based on last week's episode. I gave you the action of doing something that would actually fill your cup. What did you do? Please, I want to know that you actually did do something for yourself. This is so important in all seriousness. Please come and find me on TikTok and let me know. To all my listeners in the States, in the US, I believe this is Memorial Weekend. I hope you're able to get some rest and you're doing some things there that will bring you joy as well. Enjoying some good food as well with your family and friends. And if you're new here, welcome. This May, we've been looking at building all throughout May, and this episode is all about execution. So once you've listened to this podcast, please do go back and listen to the other 3 episodes so you can be well equipped for this journey. However, even if you're just starting here and this is your first episode, it's the first time we've met, what I'm going to give you today is actionable. You can do it right now. Please do not procrastinate and be like, until I've watched the other 3, that's when I'll start. No, you can start now. You can start today. And to my regulars, thank you for sticking with me this month and following through. If you've not already done so, please do subscribe on whatever platform that you're listening to me on. I am on YouTube, I am on Spotify, and I am also on Apple Podcasts as well. And I'm sure this episode, if it lands with you today and other episodes that have landed with you, please share your favorite episode with a loved one, with other people that will benefit from it. Please, we are not gatekeeping. I'm not gatekeeping. You two do not gatekeep. Yeah, Christ gave freely. You too give freely. Share. We started this month on a serious note about, black tax. That is when you're having to give money home, or you've got that friend, you've got that person, you've got that family member that's always asking money from you, always borrowing money from you. Even here in the UK or the US, it doesn't have to be always sending back home, but that person is always needing something from you and they never seem to be able to pay it back. That business venture never seems to make it off, take off. And you're always, their poor planning is now always your emergency. And then I gave you my system that I used from when I was 14 that helped me build, that you can start using as well. And then last week we talked about the importance of filling your cup first, because, we need to make sure that we have energy before we can actually execute. And today we are going to be looking at getting it done. We are executing. We are moving forward. We are done talking. We are now building. So before we get started into the teaching today, I just want us to take a moment and just know that there is no such thing as the perfect plan, the perfect time. But what there is a framework that you can follow, and also a mindset that we need to change and have. The framework, we adapt it to suit our life, and the mindset is what we use and stick to when things get really hard, because life will be lifing. So what does this mean? It means that we need to be brutally honest about where we actually are. Not where we think we are, but where we actually are. We need to be brutally honest with ourselves. This step is so important. But then as we start to build, as we start to progress, we need to be incredibly soft and gentle and patient with ourselves as we build to become that person that we have in our vision that we set for ourselves. I mean, I want you to know that, we are on this journey together. I'm here with you. I'm building as well. I've used the same system to build so many other things, but right now I'm using it to build my travel career. I mean, I've built other things before in the past and been successful. I've been successful using this system to build my faith, become the woman of God that I want to be. I've used it to build my marriage. I've used it to build my career. I've used it to become an investor. So we're doing this together. Through building my faith, I know who I am in Christ. I know what Christ has done for me, and nothing can shake that. And then through building relationships and friends, I am that friend that I'll be your friend and you will not like me, because I want the best for you. And I want you to get to where you want to get to. Even though you are not being your friend, I will be your friend, even if it means for some time you may be like, this thing best. Let me just leave her for a bit. She's annoying. But I will be that friend that will bully you into success. I'm sorry. I've also used this same system to build myself from when I had sciatica and I was struggling to walk to be able to run 10K. So when I say I'm on this journey with you, I mean it. Let's do this journey together. Let me know what you're building. The new thing I'm building right now is my travel business, and I want to know what you're building. Let's build and do this thing together. So now here's a question I want to ask you. If you have been following me since January, you remember my first episode, we talked about reflections and requirements and how I don't believe in New Year resolutions. I believe in reflections, and I told everybody to write down their requirements. What was your requirements? What was your vision for 2026? And what boundaries did you set for yourself that you're going to live by for 2026? Let's revisit that, huh? I mean, I know life happens and things could have shifted, yeah, but let's take some time to reflect and look back at them, okay? Let's recommit to them if we need to, or if life has generally changed and moved on from what January was, I know how life can be lifing, then let's change them and become clearer. Because with that clarity, you're going to naturally start moving towards where you need to get to. So for me, I set 3 requirements. So I'm going to be doing accountability for you guys. So for my own accountability, yes, I set my own life requirements for this year as well. So don't say that, I'm telling you what to do and me too, I'm not doing it. Me, I drink my own champagne, yeah. And I, as we say in the agile world. So my requirements were that I would start to work from rest rather than working to rest. I'll be tighter on my finances and I won't be buying any courses anyhow like I was doing back before. And to the glory of God, I have been keeping to them. I did the spa with my husband. That was me making sure that every 3 months I do something. So that was a spa. And I'll be doing something again for the end of June, which will be in another 3 months' time from then. And yeah, I've not bought any courses, to the glory of God. I'm so thankful for that. Although I have been on quite a few masterminds, I'll be honest. And yeah, I have been a lot more tighter, especially with my business accounting as well, which is something that, I have been kind of like avoiding and kicking down the road. And a great thing about all of this now is it's starting to become my identity. It is not a goal. It is who and what I am now. I am that person that works from rest. I am that person that is business savvy with my finances. And I am that person that is not like jumping from pillar to pillar. I am more like focused and stable in my own thing that I enjoy doing. Let's talk about that myth about, waiting for the right time, because there is no such thing about waiting for the right time before we sow, we actually start or do anything. Like I see a lot, you have that vision, you've written it down, you've journaled, you've told some people about it, but you've not actually started. And not because you're lazy and not because you're not committed, not because you don't have the time or anything like that, but because you are waiting for permission or you're waiting for the conditions to be right. There's never going to be the right time. I mean, even Ecclesiastes says it. It says, whoever's waiting for the clouds, let me get the quote for you. It says, whoever is watching the wind will not plant, and whoever looks to the clouds will not reap. So that's in Ecclesiastes. If you're looking around waiting for the winds to be in certain conditions, you are not going to plant. And if you're looking around, waiting for when the clouds are going to rain, you are not going to reap. I mean, I had a mentor tell me something very, very early on in my career. He said to me, Bimpe, do not wait for permission, rather seek forgiveness. What this means is do not wait for someone to tell you what to do or to do something. If you have an idea, just go ahead and do it. And if it turns out that people don't like it or it didn't work, then just say, Bele, sorry, and move on. If you keep on waiting for permission, waiting for someone to tell you this, to do this, you will not move forward. You stay as you are. And God forbid that we should stay stuck. Don't think it's reckless. Just see it as faith. We move forward in faith and take hold of that land, take hold of that thing, that vision that we want. There's various systems and tools that we can use to help us. There's the prioritization, which looks at your capacity and looks at your goals and what you want to achieve. You can download my free guide that gives you information on how to use and how to do that. There's regular weekly planning that you can do. I talk about how I use my Trello to plan what I'm going to do for the next 2 weeks. And then I'll just go through my Trello every now and then and check where I am, what I've made, what I've not been able to meet up with. Essentially, we just want to take one action, make one move. One thing that I do is 15 minutes before I go to bed. I write down what I've achieved for the day, what I didn't achieve, and what I want to do for tomorrow. So when I wake up the next day, everything is already outlined what I need to do that day. I'm not having to stop and think or plan because I've already done it the night before. And it just helped me sleep as well, because then I can go to bed and sleep knowing that everything has been sorted and I'm not waking up thinking, oh, what about this? What about that? Because I've already allocated time for it before going to sleep. Remember, you do not need permission to take action. You just need to take action. Otherwise, you'll stay where you are and won't move forward. So what's that one thing that you've been wanting to do for yourself? That one thing that will build you up, that will take you to the next level, that you've not been able to do, that you've been putting off. I want you to write that down. That's what we're going to tackle. And I want to remind you again, because I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again now this week, self-care is not selfish. There is a big difference. Selfish people have already built, and I don't want you to reach their level, whereas self-care is building yourself up to that level. And when you get there, you are most likely the type of person that's going to help others get there as well. I want to share with you something that I'm building as well right now, which is a community of travelers, that people that love traveling and also want to earn an income from traveling as well. One of the things that my husband and I do is every so often we go away together and we plan our future, we plan and we take time to rest and relax as well. We use this to help build ourselves, and it's helped us build our marriage. And by the grace of God, in 2 years' time, we'll be celebrating 20 years. So if you love travel and you are also looking to build a business that works around your lifestyle, one that you can currently fit in now within your 9 to 5, that at some point you can transition to and leave your 9 to 5, then please reach out to me on TikTok and let's have a chat and see what we can build together. So before we go, I just want to mention that there are some free resources which you can download from the link in the description. Download my guide on how to reclaim your evenings and get back some hours that you can use that time to build yourself, whatever it is that you want to build. If you want to build up your health, you want to build up relationships, you want to build up your finances, or even build up your faith in God, in Christ, download this resource and use it to help you create times that we can build. Like I said at the beginning of the series, we are in our 40s, okay? In our 20s, we might have messed up. In our 30s, maybe we're having the babies. But now that we're in our 40s, this is the time that we need to build, because we've got at least a good 25 years ahead of us before we choose to retire or want to retire. Or if you want to even retire earlier, now's the time to build, to make sure that we have something in place. Because how you know whether you've built something or not, this is the litmus test, is if you were to have to stop working today, how long would your finances last? How long could you survive? And if you've built something and you have something in place, then you know that you could survive if you had to stop working. But if you know that you've not built something, then now's the time for us to start building. Thank you so much for listening up until this time. If you have not subscribed, I am on Apple Podcasts, I am on YouTube, I am also on Spotify. Please subscribe on a listening platform that you're on right now. Share it with your friends or family, someone else that you know will absolutely benefit from this. Do not gatekeep. It was freely given to you. You too freely give to others. And remember, you are anxious for nothing. And when you win, everybody wins. God bless, and I'll see you next week.